and the use of technology in science and mathematics education. Last Tuesday, we had our session, the part 1 of this webinar, and during that time, I presented some online tools. Just a quick review of what we have covered last Tuesday. We did an overview of online tools and how these tools are used in education, and we've given links to free online tools to the participants, and actually it's uploaded on the at Kasama. Second part will cover some learning tasks, sample learning tasks and teaching tasks using online tools, and how these online tools influence teaching and learning and the challenges in using them in class. The examples I'll be showing you this afternoon will focus more on on science and math topics. If for those of you who are already familiar with online tools, let me just give you an overview. These are actually applications and services provided via the internet, which you users can use either for personal purposes or for your work, in your case as educators. How did it start? It actually started as just as plain websites, no? Which are very static in nature, and which before we call them as Web 1.0, and they're focused on just giving information, and in this case, users are mostly consumers of information. But then when Web 2.0 came in, it has become more interactive, in the sense that users can not only view information or read information from the web, but users can also actually share the information they have, even create information by themselves to share to others. So in this case, users are also contributors to the web. The Web 3.0 generation is a set of internet-based services, and these tools collectively comprise the intelligent web. No? They make use of semantic web, artificial intelligence, and data mining. It somehow customizes the likes and dislikes of the personal information of the users, and it actually takes note of the likes and dislikes, or it tracks where the user normally go to when the user is browsing the web. One particular example is being used in Amazon.com. More or less, this is more on the marketing their products at Amazon, wherein when you sign in at Amazon, they will get your profile, and then they will take note of the things that you like, and even keep track of the sites that you go to and the things that you buy from them, such that when they have something new, a product that they need to advertise, and if you fit their profile, they can recommend to you that particular product. So the presentation last time focused more on the Web 2.0 tools, because this is where education has this is the tool that has been very useful for educators. So now I'm going to share with you some particular examples of learning tasks that make use of online tools. So in this One particular example is statistics, and in the topic statistics and probability. This is for grade 5. I have picked this up from the DepEd curriculum, these performance standards. So the learner is able to create representations through tables and line graphs of data. And the learning competencies that you'd like to address are the following: collects data on 1 or 2 variables using any source. Then the other one is organizes data in tabular form and presents them in line graphs. Okay, so what's the task, or what would be the, how are you going to make use of online tools here? So in this case, students act as market researchers. So if you're a market researcher, you'd like to know the clients who would be the target consumers of a particular product. Okay, so they would like to know which television network and in which program to advertise a particular product of their client company. So to do this, they need to conduct an online survey of television shows that teenagers age 13 to 19 watch every night from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Their survey also included demographic information like age, gender, and even favorite food. The activity will also ask students to survey the number of television shows that these teenagers watch and the frequency that they watch these shows during weekends. Okay, so my question now, from this activity, what online tools can you use? You can write on the chat pad, please. What online tools can you use? Google Form, okay. That's for the survey, sir. So what online tools were used or will be used in this particular activity with students? So in creating their online survey, they make use of Google Form, okay. They can make use also of SurveyMonkey. If you're familiar with SurveyMonkey, they can also make use of SurveyMonkey. Okay, what else? What other online tool can they make use of? This is the results. What tool can you use? Do you know of any particular tool online that can help you do that? What is Eduk 2.0? Okay, so one of you said that you can make use of this one. You can make use of Google Form, okay? So when you conduct your survey online, you can make use of Google Form and online, or SurveyMonkey. What else? What other tools can you use? When you inform other people about of course, when you do an online survey, you have to inform people about the survey. How are you going to disseminate that information? Can you think of a tool that can help you disseminate the link to the survey form so that you can gather a lot of respondents, of replies from teenagers age 13 to 19? Social media. FB, yes, you share a link on your Facebook page. Okay? And then ask people around, for those who have friends or relatives or classmates who are teenagers, please ask them to answer the survey. Okay? So what else? So FB. What else? What other tool can you use? Of course, the survey does not end at just gathering the survey. You need to process the data. So Celia said about spreadsheets, Google spreadsheets. What else? When you present your data, when you present, for example, the results of your data, what online tool can you make use of? Do you know of any particular tool that can help you with that? Online slide presentations, okay. But before you go into that, you need to create the graphs, right? So, you can actually make use also of a Create Graph Classic online tool. This will be useful in presenting your results in graphs, and even very useful when you want, remember our objective, when you want to organize your data in tabular form and presents them in line graph, you can make use of the Create Graph Classic or any online tool that allows you to create graph, such that it can help you illustrate the relationships of the two variables that you'd like. For example, the age of the respondents to the frequency of the frequency that they watch television shows every week. One example, okay? So, another example is in science, on ecosystems. That is something to do with interactions among living things and coral reefs. This is for grade 6 based on the DepEd curriculum, K-12 curriculum. Then the content standards that will be addressed here is that the learners demonstrate understanding of the interactions for survival among living things and non-living things that take place in coral reefs. Performance standards, the performance standard that will be addressed here is that the learner should be able to tackle issues involving protection and conservation of ecosystems, and they should also be able to campaign for the preservation of economically important plants and animals. The learning competencies that will be addressed here are the following: discuss the interactions among living things and non-living things in coral reefs, and explain the need to protect and conserve coral reefs. So, if this is the activity, I'd like you to identify the teacher tool that the online tool that teachers can use, and also the online tool that students can use. Okay, can you please read and share your replies on the chat pad? So please read on this. Please tell me if you are done with done reading the first page, so I can bring you to the next page. Okay. Okay, can you share what tools, what online tools can the teacher use for his or her tasks, and what online tools can the students use? type in your responses at the chat pad. Okay, sabi ni Sir Emma, Skype for the invited speaker. Okay. Okay. So you'll do a Skype. So that's, anong task kaya yan, sir? Teaching task ba yan o learning task ba yan? Ang teacher ang nag-initiate, no? So, the task of the teacher, so to help the teacher do that, they make use of Skype. Okay? So what else? What else? What other tools? Students, okay. Bookmarking and citation tools. Okay, when they do their information search online, no? They can make use of the bookmarking sites or the citation sites. Okay. Video sharing sites. Okay, YouTube, they can actually search for video about coral reefs online. Okay. So, how many tools na po ang gagamitin nila? Dami na, no? What else? Oops. What else po? Ma'am Marijoy, would you like to share kung ano po yung makikita nyong useful tool kaya? Para dito? Or si Engineer Georgeline, baka po may gusto kayong i-share, ma'am? Ano kayang tool ang pwede? Okay. The Google Sites, where you can create collaborative websites for their campaign, no, on preservation of the coral reefs. Prezi, Ethony is sharing with us a new tool. That's Prezi. Ethony, can you share the link to Prezi? It will help us create a mind map. Okay. From what I have shared with you earlier, you can check that out if you still recall what I've shared with you. Okay, that's prezi.com. So for those interested, you may want to check out, no, the prezi.com. Okay, may problem ang audio. So sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry with that. Okay, so in this case, let me just check, no? So you can actually make use of the Google Sites to create your website the website for the students, and then the teacher can also make use of Skype for them to contact or to ask a marine scientist or marine biologist to speak to the students online, and then they can make use of the bookmarking and citation sites when they do their search, and then they can also make use of the visual ranking, the seeing reason tool, no? When students create a mind map, no? They can make use of the seeing reason tool where they can illustrate through a diagram the cause and effect, the causes of coral reef destruction. Okay? So these are just two examples. There are a lot of things that you can make use of, that you can do with online tools, no, for your class. I'd like to refer you to, one site, which is at Intel. I'm sharing my screen so that I can bring you to that site where there are a lot of sample lessons using these tools, particularly the online tools of Intel. Can you see my window now? Can you see my window? So if you go to the Intel site, intel.com/education site, you can go to educators. You can click the link to educators. Then it will lead you to the content for educators. And then look for K-12 resources. Okay? Look for K-12 resources. Then there, you can see the links to these online thinking tools. And in these sites, for example, in the visual ranking tool site, there are examples of lessons that you can do with your class. And then there are examples of projects that you can do with your class that make use of the visual ranking tool. Okay? Can you see my screen? Okay. So, in this site, you can actually go to the project examples, and there are examples of unit plans or project ideas you can check out and even use in your class that make use of this particular online tool. No, there are other examples here that you can view. Okay, there are also examples that make use of the showing evidence tool. Okay, so I'd like to stop sharing my screen kasi baka naano na kayo. Okay? Okay. So you just I will type the link to Intel Education to the Intel Education site so that you can just go there anytime you want. There's a lot of resources there for you. So this is the link to the site. Okay, I hope you will check out the list of online tools that I've shared at Kasama, and you also visit the Intel Education site for other resources and to give you ideas on how to make use of online tools. So, the question now is, how does Web 2 or how do Web 2.0 tools change students and teachers? Okay. In summary, Web 2.0 tools actually change the way we communicate, the way students and teachers communicate, and the way we do research, and even the way we collaborate with others and share responsibilities, and even the way we create knowledge and share ideas. It also has changed the way we monitor and track contribution and progress. But of course, with this comes the challenges, no, in using them in class. So please be aware that when you use or your students make use of Web 2.0 tools or services, they might become too dependent on the tool, and there might be, and during the sharing of copyrighted materials, they might, or they might forget, no? They might forget the need to cite their source, so the role of the teacher is very important there. So the kind of activity that you develop or you design for your students in making use of these online tools should be carefully planned, such that it takes into consideration how your students share, no, resources, especially copyrighted ones, online. And also how you review and edit, no, the work or posts of others to ensure content accuracy. And the posting, there's also the challenge of posting inaccurate and inappropriate content. So again, the teacher's role is very crucial here. How you manage, no, your students or your class such that they don't post inappropriate content, and they don't even share copyrighted resources, or they don't make use of copyrighted resources and claim it their own. And also, yung lost content when reverting to old versions, no? You have to be very careful. Okay? So, there are a lot other challenges that you encounter when you make use of online tools with your students. So we have to be very careful in planning the activities. We have to be mindful of how important really is that tool, no? When you use that tool when you allow or when you ask your students to make use of that tool in what they do in class, no? You have to really think about that. Hindi nakeshot, ito ipapa-online tool ko yung mga estudyante ko para naman ma-feel nila na teke yung class ko. Hindi dapat ganun ang perspective. You have to think twice, no? And you have to carefully plan how you monitor the usage and how you monitor their work, their progress, and even the quality, no, of the work that they produce. And most especially, you have to teach them how to cite their sources. This is very important. It's very easy for them to just copy, no, resources online. So using online tools also entails a lot of work, no, in terms of preparation, because the teacher has to take into consideration the possibilities, no, of students going astray when they, for example, when they surf for materials, when they browse the web for materials, or when they or doing copy pasting when they produce or create materials. Okay, so I hope I know you're already users of online tools, but I hope you still learn something from the session. That's all for the session on using online tools. Are there questions, clarifications that you'd like to raise? Yes, Celia raised here the gap, no, in equity of access. Well, that's a very big problem from in most DepEd students. But I think the teachers actually, when you ask the teachers, these students actually are very willing to use the internet, no, in internet cafes. So yung access nila is not only dependent at home. They're willing to spend money. In fact, in one of the schools I've been to, natanong ko rin yung mga students, no, if you want to access, anong ginagawa nyo? Nagbibigay ba ang teacher ng assignment via Facebook? Paano nyo ginagawa? Okay lang naman daw with their parents to go to the internet cafe. So parang ano na sa kanila, siguro there are still a few or there are still many, no, na who do not have access to the internet at home, or even do not have the money to go to an internet cafe, no. But then with that, I think the teacher has to carefully maybe plan the grouping such that yung estudyante who has access can actually allow, or access at home can share, no, with students, classmates, no, groupmates niya na wala. So they can do the work sa bahay ng kaklase. Pwedeng ganun. Okay? So how do we ensure that everyone participates? Yun nga, you have to make sure that your students, you group, for one strategy maybe is to group your students, no, such that distributed yung may access to internet at home, para pwede nilang mapapunta sa bahay nila yung kanilang mga kaklaseng walang internet access. How much training should teachers have before they can be effective facilitators of online tool use in their classes? Well, in my experience, hindi formal training ang kailangan eh. It's just well, this is just my personal view, ano. I believe that once the teacher, yung willingness ng teacher to use, no, and to learn the tool is enough. Hindi kailangan ng formal training to make use of the online tools. You just have to have the time, no, to explore the tool on your own, and to be, kumbaga, willing to explore it, kasi doon nagre-rely at ikaw, you know your class better, you know your students better, so mas alam mo kung paano ito gamitin sa klase mo. So I think hindi kailangan ng formal training, and there are a lot of resources online that you can access that will teach you how to make use of these tools. And I think the help portion, there are actually help pages, no, or even video on how to use these sites. You can learn them on their own, or on your own. So ang kailangan lang talaga is for you to kumbaga nandun yung personal, yung willingness mo to use these tools online for your classes. parang dapat yata ang first na mangyari is appreciation of these tools, no? Personal appreciation of these tools. Kasi everything will follow eh. Once you appreciate something, you find it very useful for your personal use, maghahanap ka na ulit ng paggagamitan sa work mo eh, or even sa ibang bagay. Okay? So the important thing is the willingness of the teacher and the time, no? That the teacher is willing to spend to study these tools, to learn these tools on their own, because I believe that the help portion of the pages offering these services, online services, are enough for you to learn how to use this. Are there sites or examples of effective use that teachers can use as reference and guide? Yeah, there are actually sites, no, even sites, other sites categorize the use of online tools differently. So you just have to search for online tools in education. That can be a good set of keywords para ma-search yung mga ganito, no, for your guidance on how to effectively use these sites. There are a lot of resources online about this. Ito po yung isang yung mga references sa presentation ko. You can go to these sites. And there are others na hindi ko po nalagay dito dahil hindi ko naman sila ginamit. So marami pong ibang mapagkuhanan ng information about the effective use, examples of effective use of online tools. Okay, are there other questions? From Sherilyn, from Engineer Georgeline, from Mary Joy, would you like to raise a question na kaya ko pong sagutin? Baka po masagot ko, or kung hindi, I'll say na hindi ko po kaya sagutin. Okay? So I hope you learned something from the session, even if you're users of online tools already. Kahit yung links lang siguro, no, to these online tools, no, I think you'll find them useful. Some of you may not be familiar with any of these tools. And by the way, sometime next half of the year, we might be posting a discussion in kasama about the use of online tools. So baka gusto niyo mag-share doon. Baka gusto niyo pong mag-share tungkol sa paggamit niyo mismo, or kayo mismo, you may want to share your experience, your own experience in using these online tools. You're free to share your learnings with us. Thanks, Sel. Okay, so watch out for that discussion group on online tools. You can share your experiences there, or you may want to have your own webinar, no? And share with us your experience in using online tools in your classes. Are there questions, clarifications, or even information that you'd like to share here before we end? Please don't forget to sign in the attendance sheet. Thanks, Ethany. Oh, sometime, I'm not sure, Sel, can you answer when the recorded version of this discussion, of this webinar will be available? Mary Joy is asking regarding the recorded webinar. Celia can answer that.
We can make the recording available ASAP as early as maybe next week or early this week, but that probably should go first to those who attended, because it's a privileged resource, and then we will share that much later, let's say a week after or even later to other members of the community. So, unahin po kayong padalhan, no? Kasi nandito na rin kayo, we will give you the link right away. Kahit po yung unedited version, we can send it out to you already tomorrow if you want. Mons, kung okay lang? Pwede
okay lang po. Okay lang po.
Recording.
Yeah, okay lang.
And then we will post the edited version in the webinar page in Kasama Teachers next week.
Okay, thank you, Sel. Ma'am Marijoy, I hope that answers your question. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, let's start sharing, no, our own experiences in using online tools. So don't be shy to share, no, your own experiences, kasi for sure we will learn a lot from your own experiences. Okay. So feel free to join us in that discussion. Maybe we'll start posting that. We'll start opening up that discussion in July. Watch out for that discussion group. Okay, are there some more? Okay, if there's none, then I'd like you to please fill in this feedback form. Go to this link. Okay, so we value your opinion very much, so please answer or give us your feedback. Share your feedback with us. Click the link to the feedback form online and fill out the form. Thank you. Thanks, Ethany. Yeah, Ma'am Sherilyn, it's okay po. You can just type in your replies or your questions or anything that you'd like to share via the chat pad. Or would you like, meron ka bang access to a microphone, ma'am? You may want to talk? Pwede ka namin bigyan ng ano? May isi-share ka ba, ma'am? May isi-share ka, Ma'am Sherilyn? Pwede rin namin ibigay yung microphone right sa inyo. Okay. Meron kang access sa ano, ma'am? Would you like to share? Yung yes po ba ay ano, ma'am? You want to share something? Or meron kang access to a microphone or both? Okay, sige ma'am. Would you like to share? I will give you. John, can you please? Can I give her the right?
Sherilyn, enable microphone.
Okay, Ma'am Sherilyn, you may now share. From which school are you from, ma'am? Ma'am Sherilyn, you may now use the microphone. You can now share.
Ma'am Sherilyn, you can try talking into your mic now. You can adjust the mic volume if you want. Just click on the down arrow.
Please activate the microphone for you to be able to use it. There's a mic icon sa taas po sa menu. Just have to activate that one.
You can click on the down arrowhead and then click on connect my microphone. And then you can also adjust the microphone volume later. You may
Hello,
have to
ma'am.
select your microphone first. Ayan, naririnig na namin kayo, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. Sige po, mag-share po kayo, ma'am, how your school is using Henyo.
Hello. Microphone volume. Select microphone. Where's the microphone volume?
Ma'am, you may now start sharing. The floor is yours.
So in our school, we are using the Genio online resource. It is care of DIWA. And through that, we have different games. It was prepared by DIWA. And if we do not like their presentation, we are making our own. Our teachers are making their own. But then we still make use of their package.
Okay.
Okay na po ba?
Anong school kayo, ma'am?
Hello?
Hello, yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Yan. Actually, I am in seminar right now, so nahihiya ako magsalita. Our Genio package is care of DIWA.
Okay, anong school kayo, ma'am?
We use their learning packages. It is prepared in...
Okay, so you're from, I've learned that you're from Mandaluyong, ma'am.
But if we do not like their presentation, we are making our own. The teachers, we do make our video clips, we do make our PowerPoint.
Hello, ma'am. Maybe it will be good if sometime...
We follow the 5 E's.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And every summer, our school conducts a seminar regarding the use of technology. How do we integrate? In case that the teachers cannot go with it, they ask our computer technician.
Okay. Thank you for that, Ma'am Sherilyn. I hope someday you can share with us your specific experience, no? Yung particularly sa klase mo on how you made use of those tools in your class. Baka gusto niyo pong mag-share. Or you can actually share it via the discussion also if you're shy. Okay, so who else would like to share? Ma'am Georgeline or Ma'am Marijoy, would you like to share? We still have time. So we can hear your golden voice.
Video.
Oh, would you like to see us? Gusto niyo ba makita ang aming mga pagmumukha? Hindi na siguro, ano? Gusto niyo ba? Okay, thank you, Ma'am Sherilyn, for sharing. We hope to hear more of your experience in the discussion, or sometime if you'd like a webinar session on that, we can plan that out. You see, in kasama the sharing, I believe should not come from us only. You know, you can also share, what you know and what you'd like others to know, what you're doing or your experiences, yung learnings po ninyo. Okay, so who else would like to share? Okay, are there other things that you'd like to share? Or Ma'am Marijoy, would you like to say something? Or Engineer Georgeline? May mic po ba kayo dyan, ma'am? Okay, so those video from Khan Academy. Okay, so who else would like to share? We can give you the microphone, right? If you have access to a microphone. Please don't forget to give us your feedback. Please fill out the feedback form and let us know your opinion. Share with us your opinion. Okay. So, Sir Lou, welcome po. If you want to access the recorded webinar, check out the Kasama site for the link. It's okay, sir. Okay, may bad experience daw si ma'am sa ph.net. Okay, so kahit late, sir, at least nakaka-catch up pa rin kayo, so you still have the privilege, to be one of the first to access the recorded webinar. Okay, si Ma'am Marijoy has a bad experience daw with ph.net. So maybe from those bad experiences that you had, you can kumbaga come up with a list of lessons, lessons learned that you can share with us also. Lessons learned in using these tools and that tool, okay? So pwedeng ganun yung sharing, hindi lang siguro sa Sa ano? Had. Hindi bad. Okay. Sorry. Mali ba basa ko? Okay. Sorry po. Had pala. Sorry. Na ano po? Na mali. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, pwede rin po kasi ang sharing ninyo would be on lessons learned, no, in using this particular tool, online tool. Hindi lang sa paano mo ginamit, kung hindi, yung mga learnings mo, no, when you were using it, or challenges that you encountered and how you address these challenges, no, pwedeng ganon. Okay, so I hope the discussion group that I will open up in July will be something that you will look forward to in joining. So we have 10 minutes before 5:30. I will formally end my presentation now. No, I hope you learned something from the session. You can access the recorded webinar at Kasama, and you can also access the links to these online tools in Kasama also. I hope that you will continue to watch out for webinars at Kasama and to join us in our webinars here in Kasama. And someday, I wish that, I hope that kayo naman po ang aming pakikinggan, no? To share with us your experiences, not just in using online tools, pero something that you think is worth sharing to other science and mathematics teachers, no? So, baka meron po kayong mga tinatago diyang mga magagandang pwede nating i-share sa iba. Okay, so that's all about my session. You can continue sharing here until 5:30. We just have an announcement. There will be a session on Friday. It's about, ano nga yun about? Sorry, nakalimutan ko. Let me
Designing
it's about,
investigations.
Okay, it's about designing science classroom investigations in grades 3 to 6. Okay? So the webinar this Friday at same time, 4 to 5:30 p.m. That's this Friday na po, June 20. Please disseminate the information. The webinar will be on designing science classroom investigations in grades 3 to 6. Hindi po ito applicable lang sa mga elementary teachers. No, high school teachers or even college teachers may be able to get something from this also. Baka gusto nyo rin pong imbitahan yung mga teachers, faculty, teaching science teachers para po makapag-join sa atin dito sa webinar on designing science classroom investigations. And also there's another webinar on June 27 from 4 to 5:30 p.m. That's about the that's about the K-12 science series for grade 9 unit 1. So please sign up. Let us know by responding to our RSVP link. Let us know if you're joining us. Okay, so again, meron pong dalawang webinars this coming Friday, that's June 20. That's about designing investigations. designing science classroom investigations in grades 3 to 6. But if you're a tertiary, if you're a pre-service faculty, handling or teaching science teachers, you can join us here also, and you can share whatever you will learn from this webinar to your students. Or you can even invite yung students na po ninyo mismo. And on June 27, it's we're starting again the K-12 Science Series with Grade 9 Unit 1. Paki-mark po sa inyong mga calendar yung mga schedule po na yon, no? Okay, thank you very much for joining us today, and we hope to see you again in our future webinars. And we also hope to see more of your participation and in our discussions at Kasama Teachers Online. Thank you.